I'm Jane Spencer Carrigan. I am of the African diaspora. I am Cape Verdean by descent. All my grandparents came from Cape Verde or the Azores Islands. I am the descendant of enslaved people. I am also the descendant of enslavers. And when I looked into my history, I found out that I was not just descendant from enslavers, but two of my ancestors, one would be a great 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 grandfather, and one would be a great great uncle. They were two brothers. They were the Spencer brothers, hence my maiden name is Spencer, and they were slave ship owners. So I am descendant from one of the two of them. I don't know which at this point, but I know that I am descendant from enslavers, from slave ship owners. Now, those two men lived in part of Cape Verde, one in the Leeward Islands and one in the Windward Islands. I descend from the Windward Island side, and this would be on my father's, in my father's lineage, the Spencer lineage. I have more research to do to find out which of the two of these slavers was my direct ancestor and which is my uncle ancestor. I found out about this in the 1980s when I went to Cape Verde for the first time. I am actually a second generation American born. Both my parents were born here. I was born here, thus second generation. But I found out when I went to Cape Verde from a great uncle who still lived in Cape Verde that we were descendant from these two Spencer brothers who were slavers. I have gone back far enough in the, there is a registry of slave ships, and I have found the Spencer brothers in the slave ships. But of course, I don't know who they brought to through the Middle Passage to the New World. And in any event, I am not descendant from one of those people. My people remained in Cape Verde. It's interesting to note that Cape Verde was used as a way stop. People would be collected in Africa and brought to Cape Verde to, if you will, break them, to keep them together until they were ready to transport across on the Middle Passage. And the nickname, still to this day, of people from the main island of Cape Verde, Sant Antón, which is where the capital of Praia is now, those people, the nickname for those people is called Badiou. Badiou is a Creole version of the word fugido, fugido meaning fugitive, because many of those slaves said, I'm getting on that boat, and they went up into the hills and were fugitives in the hills. So descendants of those people were called Badiou, and still, if you are from the island, whether you are black or not black or something in between, are called Badious. So I have some work to do yet, but I wanted to share that I know something of my ancestors and that we can be both sons and daughters of enslaved and sons and daughters of enslavers.